Welcome to this video about computing Celsius to Fahrenheit. I started Cal Microvision already with our test program that we introduced in the previous video, and well, now I'm going to try to tell to you how you can compute Fahrenheit from Celsius. Well, first of all, let's create a new variable. Celsius and Fahrenheit are given in degrees, and we can also have part of degrees, for instance 32.5. So we need a value that we can define that has well, decimal points, so-called real values, and in C we call them floats or doubles, and we will start with a double, and I'll call it Celsius value, and I'll also create a double Fahrenheit value to start with. Well, we will erase this line, and somehow we need to compute here at line 15 the Fahrenheit value from the Celsius value, and for that we need a formula, and the formula can be found simply on internet, and I found this one, which says that Fahrenheit from Celsius to Fahrenheit is multiplying the Celsius value by 1.8 and then adding 32 to it. Now, I'll copy it, Control C, and just to be sure that I don't forget it, okay, a bit strange, it was Fahrenheit is Celsius plus, well, it's about it. Copying went a bit wrong, but I have a formula anyhow, so let's take it. Well, how do we do that? Fahrenheit, in our case, the F is this double, so Fahrenheit value will become equal to the Celsius value times, and multiplication is the star sign above 8 on your keyboard, times 1.8 plus 32.0. Let's do it. And well, that's about it. Let's save it, Control S, and let's try if we can build it. And as you can see, I have no error and no warnings, which is fine. And from here we can go to the debugger. Oh, this is wrong in my settings. Just go to the debug options and be sure that we use simulator. Okay, and now go to the simulator again. Well, if you start it the first time, you get these strange windows. This assembly we don't use, and also the registers we don't use because we are programming in C. Okay, so we see that the program has stopped at line 15, and I want to inspect some values. So go to View, Watch Window, Watch 1, and we are going to enter an expression here, and the most easy way is just simply select a variable, copy it via here, copy or Control C, and here Control V, paste it, and the same for the Fahrenheit value, Control C, Control V, and now we see that Celsius is 0 and Fahrenheit, of course, is also 0. Now, by using step over F10, I can step to the next line, and now this line will calculate the Fahrenheit value from the Celsius value. Well, Celsius value is 0, 0 times 1.8 plus 32 will be 32. Well, I press F10 and voila, Fahrenheit value is 32, which is okay, of course. And when I press F10 again, I will stay in this line and nothing will change. Well, that's not very useful. So we want to compute a few values more, and we can do it in two ways. First, we will change our program to start with another value. So I'll leave the debug session by start stop again, and I'll give the Celsius value an initial value 25.8. Oh, and equal sign should be in between. Save it, build it, go to the debug session again, and then you see that the new value is 25.8. I step using F10, and then you see that the green highlighting here is gone. Every time that the debugger finds new values here in your watch window, it will highlight it by a green background, so that you can see immediately which values have changed. Well, try to compute the new value for Fahrenheit, so I press F10, and then you say that it says that it's 78.44, which I believe, of course. And again, when I press F10, nothing will happen. So I can give it some initial value here, and then it will be used. But since we're in a debug environment, we can do another trick. We can also change the value here during the runtime of the program. Let's set it to 30. So I change it and then press enter. And if I now press F10 and compute the new value, you see that it computes the new Fahrenheit value. Or if I use 31, enter, and then F10 again to compute, execute this line, you see that it changes to the new value. So that's a way of adapting values of variables runtime. The last thing I can do to show you is leave my debug session again, and I'll adapt my program by adding half agree every loop. I build it, I go to the debug session. Again, you see that it starts with our initial value of 25.8. Then I step through it, F10, new Fahrenheit value, and then a half will be added to 25.8, which it does, as you can see. And so you see this running up and down. I can also set it to 0 again by pressing F10. F10, you see that it will be added. And the last thing I want to show you is setting a breakpoint, which you can do by clicking your left mouse button on the field here, and then you can simply press run every time, and then it will stop at the breakpoint. And if I press run again, it will execute this line, the next line, and will stop again for that. And then you see that the Fahrenheit and the Celsius value are changed every time, which you can see here. Well, that's it. See you next time.